Lunch and Learn today, and I couldn't be blessed to have two better people with me on a Lunch and Learn today. I have Vanessa Hunter and Casey Eberhardt. And I say this about both of them all the time. They're the smartest marketers I know. So I'm just truly blessed to be hanging out with two of the most intelligent marketers on the planet. And they're good looking too. So, I mean, right? I mean, we get it all now. Anyway, to my audience, what are you having for lunch today? Is anybody having tacos? You know how I have a taco problem. So anyway, if anybody's having whatever you're having, please put it in the chat. I'd love to talk about it. But anyway, today we're going to talk about the QR code advantage. If you don't know what a QR code is, how to make one, how to use it, and how to leverage the QR code, that's what we're going to learn today. So, all right, Deb Walker, no tacos today, but pizza's good. Pizza.
Deb, I had pizza last night. It was delish. I haven't had pizza in ages.
Oh boy, I had pizza last week, this week. Oh my goodness, I had pizza. Anyway, Casey, how are you today?
I am awesome. I'm having pizza envy. But now my brain is now in pizza mode.
Okay, you're sure it's not an avocado smoothie with Tirza?
No, I had an avocado smoothie last night, ironically.
Okay.
Tirza, send me that recipe, Tirza. I would love to know. And somebody else is having leftovers from last night. Unless they're Chinese leftovers, that's really the only leftover I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Or soup. I can do soup.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. That's awesome. Well, are we kind of ready to get this show on the road?
Ready to get the show on the road and talk about QR codes. How exciting is that?
I love it. I absolutely love this. So let's go ahead and get busy then and stream. We're good. I think I know how to work this thing. Oh, I do. Okay, here we go.
So the first question, Joe, is what is a QR code? And here's the funny thing. I was talking to somebody about QR codes just a couple of days ago, and they're like, do people use those? And I was like, they're making a comeback.
Yeah. Well, what we can say about QR codes is really simple. As much as you might have hated this pandemic, there was some good stuff that came out of it. And one of those things is, if you wanted to eat at a restaurant and you didn't know what a QR code was, you would starve at the table. No menus coming your direction without a QR code. So anyway. But let me answer that question really quickly. What is a QR code and where did it come from? In the 1990s, a Japanese automotive manufacturer created the QR code, and it's called a quick reference code. That's what QR stands for, and it referenced parts. And it went through a fast scanner. It was so much faster than a barcode. They adopted it, and so did the rest of the world. But here's kind of the deal. That QR code that's on that little cube right there, we're going to share a couple of them with you today. And if you get your phone out and you turn on your camera and you hover your camera right over that QR code, it's going to come up with a little thing that says, do you want to go to Safari or Chrome or wherever to that link? And you click on it. It can take you to all kinds of places, which is what we're going to learn about today. So that's kind of what a QR code is.
Exactly. And so here's the question. Why would I use a QR code? So you just mentioned, Joe, that restaurants use it so that people can hover over it on the table. It's just a little postcard that they put on the table or outside the front door or wherever in the restaurant. And you hover your phone's camera over it, and it takes you straight to their menu. But there are a lot of other uses for QR codes other than restaurants, right?
Yes, I've seen a couple.
So let's talk about that a little bit. You can create a QR code that goes directly to a website, that takes you directly to a website. Casey, I don't know if you've done this type of thing where you've taken someone directly to a website before. Is that
I do it all the time. I came prepared for you guys today. I've got card examples and specific. I literally pulled data points. You want me to share that now, V?
Let's just go through this real quick, and then I'll have you share your different things. So you can make a QR code that goes directly to a website, a Facebook group, which I'm sure you've done, a Facebook business page. You can do it to an advertisement if you have an ad that you would like people to see, specific videos on YouTube. And we're going to show you an example of one of those in just a few minutes, a new house listing, and about I don't know, a zillion other uses for QR codes. So Case, let's talk about some of the things that you've done with QR codes.
Yeah, so look, I have to agree with Joe. I think one of the things that's happened over the last year is the QR code has kind of infiltrated back into the mainstream, and you may not even know that you're using QR codes on some level. I have seen them. I live in Los Angeles. I have seen them outside of stores where it says, "Hey, scan here for our policies and procedures of what we're doing now." Every restaurant here, you don't eat, like Joe said, unless you understand what a QR code is. And it used to be where you had to download an app and then do this whole scanner thing. But now all our phones are basically QR code ready just by using our camera, right? Just like we're taking a picture. And V, one of the things I think that is so important, and you talked a little bit about it here, but our entire lives are in our phone. Like there's nobody watching this whose phone is not within 3 feet of themselves right now. So really the way I look at a QR code is it bridges the gap between a physical greeting card or a physical piece of paper and getting them to be back on the tool where they're super more comfortable. They're super more comfortable. Bad language, but you know what I'm saying, right? An English major, I am not. So I pulled an example of you guys for me, how I use the QR codes in my actual business. And I pulled a couple of stats and I'm going to show you exactly what I did. So I'm a speaker and I was running an event. I do an event. It's called Networking Riches. It teaches people how to network, right? And so I use greeting cards as a way to get into and dominate the mailbox of my ideal attendees for this workshop. Okay. So I'm going to give you 4 different statistics. The very first time I sent out a QR code, I created a card. It had my logo on it and everything, and it just had the QR code inside. Oh no, I take that back. Sorry. I sent out the first card, and inside the card, I directed people to go to a website. That's what it was. So in the card, I was like, blah, 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 blah. My call to action was, hey, go to my website. Guess what percentage? And we sent out thousands of these. This isn't like a 4-person test. This is thousands. Guess what our percentage of people that registered on that website from that card?
What, 1%? Zero. Okay.
Zero. Nothing. I literally was mad at our service thinking that cards actually didn't get in people's mailboxes. Right? So I started calling people I knew. They were like, oh, yeah, I got your card. Oh, yeah, I got your card. Well, why didn't you register? Well, I don't know. I got it while I was checking the mail. I was like, we got ourselves a problem here. There was no way for me to bridge that gap. Who gets a piece of mail, opens up their phone, and starts clicking in with their fingers? It just doesn't happen just in the real world, right? So the second one I sent out with a QR code on the inside of it with no instructions. I just made an assumption that everybody would figure out how to use it. And in that, we did a little better, infinitely better than the one before, because we got about just under 1%, right? Now, the interesting thing about that is if I looked at that 1% that did respond, they were in big metropolitan cities where we use QR codes right now to get menus for everything, right? So the third one I sent out, I actually pulled the third and fourth card. I'll make this quick. This was a card. Blatant marketing crap all over the front of the card. Blatant, right? Like there's no question. And on the inside of the card, I put this giant QR code, which takes people to the registration page. But this time I added this line of text inside the card. It says, hey, grab that phone that's either in your hand right now or within reach. Open up the camera and scroll over this. Then simply hit the red button to join me as my super VIP guest. Remember, we were trying to register people for an event. This card knocked it out of the park from a marketing return on investment point of view. This had us about, I wrote the number specific down, 5.6% opt-in rate. 5.6% of the people that got this card went to the QR code and registered for the event. So the team, we're all like clicking our heels, dancing up and down, jumping around. And then I realized the thing that this card did not do was speak to anybody or acknowledge anybody that was receiving it. So the last one I did was this. I sent this card out. This came out of the Mailbox Power Design Store, and it just put the person's first name and last name all over the front of the card. Okay, same marketing message pretty much on the back. I was experimenting, so I did add a flamingo just because I think that they're fun. And on the inside of the card, you guys, exactly the same. Exact instructions, exact wording. Only difference between this card and this card was I acknowledged the audience. I put their name on the front of the card. This card, 11.2% opt-in.
Awesome.
11.2 opt-in. Here's the deal. I made it about the other person. We put their name on the front of the card. Then when we use the QR code on the inside, and I'm covering it because I don't want you guys to scan it, right? Because I know y'all are sitting here going, oh, I want to see it, check it out. I'm just covering it up. So this is about you guys, not about me promoting some silly event. Right? But we put their names all over the front and we doubled it. We gave them very specific instructions on what to do. And I think if you acknowledge people with their name, use a QR code, it bridges the gap and gives them an easy pathway to go from a physical card or a cup or a mug or whatever to an online presence where they're actually going to be able to do what you want them to do. Acknowledge their name on the front of the card and give them explicit instructions on what you actually want them to do, and it'll knock it out of the park. I can't wait to come back 6 months from now when we've really dialed this in, because as a marketer, you get 11% response rate on anything. Like, yeah. Look at Vanessa's face, and she's in marketing. Look at Joe's face; they're in marketing. Yeah, it's massive. It's big. And it ain't because of my pretty picture on the back. I mean, I have a face for radio. Let's face it. So that's my QR code story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's so awesome, Casey. Thank you so much for sharing that. I know people are sitting there right now going, I don't even know how to make one. What is this? I need to learn this, because if you get the kind of results that Casey's getting, you need to learn how to do this technology. You need to learn how to make the best of it. So, Joe, how can we make a QR code?
Oh my goodness. Well, there are many ways. I don't even think I could count them, but there are some pitfalls that we're going to want to talk about. Yeah. But what I'm going to show you first really is pretty simple. You know, I mean, what we're all talking about today is converting a physical piece of direct mail to a digital, you know, now they're no longer a bystander. They're now included into my digital realm. And whether they've engaged with Casey and registered for an event, they've watched a video, whatever they've done, we're converting them. But let's talk about how to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen real quick. And I'm in that wonderful program called Canva. We all, yeah, exactly. Vanessa's like a raving fan of Canva, and so am I now, because, you know, a Photoshop user, yes, but Canva, oh my gosh, so easy. And most people don't even know you could actually create a QR code right in Canva. If you have your phone right now, I want you to scan this one, because this one was made for a friend that owns a restaurant. And right on the postcard that we sent out for this restaurant, there was an invitation. But on the back of the postcard, there was this QR code, and the QR code goes directly to the menu of the restaurant, so they can see whatever it is from this Indian cuisine restaurant in Las Vegas. But as you notice as well in Canva, I've put the open your camera app on your phone, point your camera to the QR code, then tap the pop-up notification, right?
Just like that.
Yeah, it takes you right to it. So if you've done it, you know that that's what I've done with this one. There's so many uses for QR codes. It's ridiculous. I'm sure if we spent the next hour, we would probably list 500 and we still wouldn't be done. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to duplicate this page, and I'm going to
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, I don't mean to interrupt, but I do want to make a really critical point on something that you said.
Yeah.
A lot of business owners don't have any familiarity with QR codes, and you may be seeing this right for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Your customers are on board the technology. So if you want to fold your arms and go, I don't want to play and I don't want to learn, here's the challenge with that. Your competitors are moving in this direction really, really quick. And just because maybe you don't see the technology or understand it, your customers and your clients do. So what Joe is talking about here, you guys, is so important to understand that even if it's a roadblock for us learning or whatever,
yes,
this is gold in what Joe's giving us here, going step by step in understanding this. So Joe, I just wanted to presence
thank you. No, I appreciate that.
Understood that this is not a technology where we have the luxury of going, oh, it's a fad. I'm not,
Yeah.
This is not it. This is here to stay.
I absolutely could not agree more. And by the way, if you were born without one of these in your hand, like all of us on this call, I'm sorry, but guess what? Keep up, folks, because listen, this stuff actually works and it'll grow your business. But let's get back to this. Listen, today I'm just going to show you this. How do I create a QR code for one of these videos here that I've got as unlisted? And I'm showing you an unlisted video for another reason. I can actually gauge the engagement of that QR code if I leave it unlisted, and the only people that get to see it through that QR code. So now I can actually go, oh, well, 96 people saw that and I sent 300 cards out, but nobody called me. Oh, I have a problem. Or, 25 people called me. I don't have a problem. So all I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take, join my birthday club. I'm going to click on this one and go, okay, get shareable link. So I now have the link copied to my clipboard. I go back to Canva, right? And I go down to the bottom and I click more. And when you click more, you're going to see a QR code right here. I click on the QR code. This is so stupid simple. I enter the URL by pasting it in here. I click generate code. Okay. Now, folks, listen, if you've still got your camera out, what I want you to do is get it out right now and hover over this QR code right here. And I'm going to do it as well, just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I'm here. I hover over this. Oh, I got to be on my photo. There we go. Okay. So I hover over the QR code and boom, it actually opens it up and just starts.
Okay. So
that's it. Right? Really simple stuff. But now that's my video. Yeah, it's me meandering on about having people join my birthday club. Just in case you didn't know, I love birthday marketing. I'm not going to talk about birthday marketing today. So anyway, Vanessa, I'll spare the audience. Anyways,
I don't believe you.
I don't either.
Before we leave that, Joe, really, really quickly, because we are going to talk about birthday marketing.
Okay, good.
But before you leave that, I want to just let people know that any URL will work in what Joe just did. He happened to link it to a video. But if you wanted to link it to a specific web page or a specific ad you're doing or something else that lives on the internet, you can do that just by grabbing that URL and then creating the QR code that links to it.
That's right.
So I just want to make that clear to everybody that it does not have to be a video per se. It could be a website. It could be an ad. It could live somewhere privately, like Joe just did with this unlisted video. But that is what makes this so cool, is that you can literally, I call it integrated marketing, right? You can literally take people to a video and then have them do something else, like joining your birthday club, and then you send them something. So now we've got a physical piece of mail, and maybe that has a QR code on the back of it. Now we're going back to a video. So the communication is so robust here. You're not just dealing with video or just with mail or just with email or whatever. You have a way of doing this integrated, or taking an integrated marketing approach that feels a lot more organic to people. And so they're a lot more responsive to it, because it's almost like a scavenger hunt. Like, what's the next thing? What's going to happen next? It's fun. It becomes fun for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you just pulled up Amazon. Right. So we have a lot of folks that write books and put them up on Amazon. I happen to sell pet products on Amazon. Well, we take QR codes, put them on the front of a postcard, and it says, hey, dear so-and-so, your pet needs this. I didn't put anything else there, and put the QR code that went directly to my product page. And we've sent that out. So the uses of this, if you're list building, or if you're sending people to a link tree, or you're sending people to an affiliate offer or to your website or whatever, the uses and creativity in being able to use this technology is like, we haven't even scratched the tip of the iceberg with this one.
Right.
This would be a 3-hour call, maybe a 6-hour call. Get a little, just a little bit deeper.
And imagine getting that postcard from Casey where he's like, this would be perfect for your pet. Who's not going to click on it? I want to know, what do you think is perfect for my pet?
Yeah.
It's like the old Easter egg thing. What am I going to find underneath this QR code, right?
Yes.
Go over it. Maybe I'm going to get a special offer. Maybe I'm going to get a cool video. Maybe I'm going to go to a place where I can learn something. Oh my, it's just unlimited. Yeah.
It's very, very cool. So, Joe, let's talk about the pitfalls, though, with creating a QR code.
Okay.
There are some.
Yeah, there are not many, but there's only one that really sticks out in my mind. Well, there's two. Number one, though, there are two. The first one is this. I've made this mistake. I've went and created a QR code where, I went, how to make a QR code. And all of a sudden, I've got, I got a laundry list on Google of all these places I can go and get a QR code made. And I go and I create the QR code and I'm like, cool, it works. Everything's good. And then I get a call a week later saying, hey, I got this card and that QR code doesn't work. What? It doesn't work? Yeah. Some of these companies, they allow you to make this QR code for free. But what you don't know is they kill the link a week later and they make you pay to actually be a part of their service. Now, Canva offers this as a part of their service. And if you're a paid member, it's a no-brainer. It works. They never shut it off. I haven't had any issues with Canva. I'm certain there's other places as well. I just don't know what they are. And I've fallen to the, I'm just going to use the one that's easiest to use. And that's Canva right now because I use them all the time. And it's easy to generate a link in there and make it work. The other piece is this. If you send out a QR code, make sure that if you want that link to last forever, say it's going to a YouTube video, don't delete the video. Physical mail, right? Now, an email, it lasts for about 17 seconds on average. A piece of mail in your home lasts on average 17 days. So make sure, and it can last even longer. And there's QR codes. I got a QR code right here on the back of a postcard that I got, I think, 6 months ago, and one for Valentine's Day last year. And I'm like, geez, they're all over the place. But don't make sure you're cognizant of the fact that if you want it to live forever, don't remove the link.
Hey, Joe, just a couple of tiny extra pitfalls that I'll throw in here. And if I'm stepping on your toes, please forgive me.
No.
Number one, this is a business tool. So I would never go and try to find a free QR code creator. To me, it's worth, we're talking like $3 or $4. The risk is too great to your point. The other thing that I will say that I have seen as a pitfall is when people get super excited, they go, oh my gosh, I can put a QR code on the front of a postcard, right? Which is awesome. However, you have to have the whole QR code on the printed version of the postcard. So you guys, when you do that and you're putting it on something, whether it's a piece of paper, a postcard, a greeting card, or whatever, don't stretch it beyond the borders of the card, because I've seen it where people have zoomed in because they don't understand that it has to be all four corners. That's what triggers the code. So just be super clear that it's printed on the surface. And so, we have things like golf balls and things like that inside there. My recommendation always is, before I would send out something and I wanted to put it on one of our other products, like a water bottle or a coffee mug or the golf balls or whatever, I would recommend send one to yourself. Or if you're using some other service and you're printing it on a stress ball or something else, send yourself one before you go invest the money in doing a big run of it.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you, Casey. Much appreciated. And by the way, you'll never step on my
toes. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. I've done the investing on your behalf, everybody.
Just like I created a QR code that didn't exist after a week. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
We've all made the mistakes, though, right? We've all made mistakes. And if we can save you guys from making the same mistakes, just listen.
Agreed.
If it's out there, we've done it, I'm sure. So here's a great example of Joe's use of this whole integrated marketing concept, where he sent a personalized card, a mug, and some popcorn, and the QR code is on the back of the card. Now, this is so cool because this goes to a video message, this QR code that he sent right here. And I'm going to go ahead and play that, if that's all right, Joe.
Okay. I don't remember what I said, but okay. Hey, so glad you got my card and my gift. My gosh. Okay, so I'm going to start here. Listen, you're somebody I want to work with. you're somebody I want to help. You're somebody I believe I can help change your business. I can help change your customer engagement. I can help you with referrals, retention, the relationships you have with your customers, because Mailbox Power is a customer engagement platform. And oh my gosh, I can't wait to share this whole process with you. But here's what's coming. There's no obligation here. There's nothing. I love giving. And I love giving so much that I like to try and find people who I don't know so I could share with them what Mailbox Power is all about and enlighten their marketing expertise. Open new avenues that you can go down maybe. But anyway, nonetheless, watch your mailbox for the next couple of weeks, because there's going to be boxes showing up. And I want you to enjoy them. Like I said, no expectation of any kind. I'm just trying to educate you on what we do and how we do it. And I'm sending you some wonderful gifts that are all amazing, absolutely amazing. So anyway, thank you for your time. I appreciate you very, very much. And I look forward to meeting you someday, I hope. And if not, no big deal. Anyway, have a great day.
So that is part of a larger 7-touch campaign. So now the person has already received this card, the popcorn, the mug. They turn over the card. They now go and scan that and watch the video where Joe gives that really nice message. I mean, who doesn't want to be Joe's friend? Who doesn't want to get on that mailing list, right?
This is an expensive campaign, Vanessa. It cost me like $150, but I don't do it often, and it works every time.
Okay, listen, guys, it's expensive. Listen to what he just said. It's expensive. I don't do it often, but it works every time. So what is that worth to you? Something that you don't have to do that often, but it works every time is worth a lot. Think about your current marketing efforts and what you're currently spending time and effort and money on, and think about how that you could possibly use this to switch that up a little bit and have 100% close rate. That's pretty amazing.
Absolutely. And prospecting campaigns, if you don't know anything about them, please contact me. I'd love to tell you about them. And I know we have a Lunch and Learn coming up where we're going to talk about prospecting campaigns and what they are. But anyway, we're talking about QR codes today.
Yes.
I would only add in here that it's only expensive if it doesn't work.
Agreed.
I would agree with you 100%.
So what I heard Joe say was works every time.
Yes.
If his value of a customer is over whatever the investment in this campaign, a marketer, a business owner will sell their mother and their house to have more of these going if it works, right?
Yes.
As business owners, we sometimes look at things and say, oh, they're expensive or whatever. That's only in the context of your own little pea brain. It's only expensive if it doesn't work. You tell me something works every time, my mother is for sale.
Well, I got to tell you, you look at these prospecting campaigns, and these are big players that I'm sending these to. These are CMOs. These are VPs of marketing and sales. And these are people that are influential in their position, and they literally can make the decision to use Mailbox Power or not. And that's what I'm using it for. But I'm just here to tell you, I want everybody to open their minds right now. I don't care what you are selling or who you are representing. There are big fish out there. I was talking to insurance agents this morning, and insurance agents, they all know somebody. They all know a name of somebody that's a decision maker for 6 figures to 7 figures of annual premium, which means a lot to them. What they don't have a relationship. They don't have that phone call that's happening. And I got to tell you, for $150, would it be worth it? In a campaign like this, if it worked every time, you spent $150 and you got the opportunity, you got the phone call. Now we're talking. And I love the conversion. The QR code's used several times in this campaign. And we'll talk about that too.
And as an asterisk, why Vanessa's pulling up the next slide, it's only $150 if the person makes it all the way through touch 7. But the reality is, my guess is Joe's phone is ringing probably in touch 2 or touch 3. So you can just stop the campaign once somebody calls you and now they're in business with you. So just another piece of
Oh yeah.
So I was chatting with someone yesterday that you guys just made me remember this conversation. I was chatting with somebody yesterday and I said, before you complain about the price of doing it, consider the cost of not doing it.
Ooh.
Right?
Really?
Whoa.
That's what you have to think about. All right. As we mentioned, this was all part of a 7-touch campaign. And you know what, Case? If I knew all this was coming, I would not respond till touch number 7. I want all of it.
Me too.
But you make a great point. You're only into it for all of it if somebody hasn't responded by that time. Chances are, and I'd love to know at a later date, Joe, after you've had some more data come in off this, how many touches it does take to get a response. I know that over the course of all 7, you have 100% response rate, but what is it at touch 2? What is it at touch 3? I'd love to know that later. Anyway, so this touch number 7 is a personalized card and a 4-pack of brownies. Again, with the QR code on the back of the card that goes to, I told you we were going to talk about this.
Okay, so I'm asking, I'm begging. Hopefully I don't have to get down on one knee, but here's what I'm asking. Would you join my birthday club, please? Pretty please? Like, really? I don't poke people online. I don't send emails and texts, and I don't copy other people's birthday messages and send them. That's not my gig. It's not my style. But I love to send gifts. I love to send things to your mailbox. If you wouldn't mind just adding yourself to my birthday club, I would appreciate it. No, really, I would. I would really, really appreciate it. I know. I'm asking you for your address so I can give you stuff. That's who I am. I want you to know how important you are to me twice a year. Okay? So anyway, join my birthday club. It'll be fun, I promise. See you later.
So that is the last send. That's touch number 7 after they received all these other cool things. He's saying, hey, join my birthday club. Why? Because he wants to continue to keep them on his mailing list. He wants to now, he's taken them. This is genius, really. He's taken them through this entire campaign. And now he's saying, oh, now join my birthday club. They're going to get more gifts from Joe. He's not going to quit talking to these people. And they get to stay in the birthday club, whether they've joined him, whether he's closed them or not. The birthday club is for everybody, right, Joe?
Yes, yes. By the way, I was just looking for this email and I shouldn't have been, but I'm just going to tell you what it said. The last person I sent this to was an owner of an ad agency. And he had reached out to me and he didn't quite understand everything. And I said, listen, I'm going to send you a link. If you'll just fill out the address, I'll take care of the rest. Don't worry. You'll understand. Touch number 4, I get an email and a phone call. The email says, Joe, this is brilliant. You can stop spending money on me now. I get it. I'm all in. Those were exact. That was it. And he called me right after and said, "Oh my gosh, please help me, use this program to engage with my customers as well." So awesome. So why do we do any of this, and why do we talk about the birthday club, and what is the main message here, Joe? And we never forget this one. Mary Kay Ash, she's in every one of our presentations, and I don't know that she will ever go away. So Mary Kay Ash, the founder and owner of Mary Kay Cosmetics, she says everyone has an invisible sign hanging around their neck saying, "Make me feel important. Never forget this message when working with people." She couldn't be more accurate. She couldn't be more right. And if you will visualize your customers with that sign hanging around their neck and think about how you can make them feel important. And we're talking about QR codes today. If you can have a generic, sincere message that thanks people for their business, which you can, I promise, I'll help you if you can't. That would be a big deal, right? It's not just the connection of a gift, but now it's a connection of you, your face, thanking that customer. What a big deal that QR code offers. It's not just converting bystanders to customers. It's now converting customers to raving fans. I mean, that's the whole deal. That's why we're here. The human capital it takes to get a new customer. Screw that. Let's keep the ones we got. Geez, folks, come on, let's do this. Anyway, I love, I just love what she did.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So any last words on QR codes, Case?
No, I think it's one of those things where if you're not familiar with them and you're not using them, now's the time. Like, now's the time. Try it. Worst case that happens, you're going to learn something that can never be taken away from you. But we have such a creative group of business owners and entrepreneurs that this technology, I was sent a picture the other day by a friend of mine, and this is how prevalent QR codes are outside of America. He sent me a picture that was in China, and they had created a QR code with drones in the middle of the night with lights on it, so people watching a fireworks show could literally put their phone up and take a picture of a QR code that was made by drones, right? Wow. This is a technology that is, like Vanessa and Joe have both talked about, bridging the gap. It's allowing us to get in the mailbox where we have a physical representation of a message, and we're bringing them into the digital space on our command, yes. Right? Like, that's really what it is. And so from a marketer's perspective, and like, if you book a big client, you could do a video on YouTube saying, hey, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Here's our proposal. Point 1, 2, 3, our team's really excited, looking forward to working with you, blah, blah, blah. Send that, go create Canva, create that code, send that on one card. You can do one QR code, one card to one completely personalized video. You blow your customers' minds. You will blow their minds, right? And so this is a technology, and I'm saying this as a guest on here. I'm thinking about, I only use it probably in 10% of our messaging. This goes way high based on this call today. So I'm stoked. I'm fired up. I'm going to make Joe give me that campaign as well. So
I can share it. I made it.
Casey just resold himself on.
I just resold. But you know what's funny is, and this is true, I think as business owners, guys, I think this is really true. Like, I knew I was coming on here today, so I went and pulled the data from our cards, and this represenced me to go, I really did get an 11% opt-in rate, right? And there were all kinds of marketing things I didn't do, special offers and all that jazz. When I re-pulled these numbers and I looked and I really went and, I told Vanessa I was going to go dig through my stack and find the cards. And when I realized this card had Bruce Waterman, had his name around his neck. This card showing up made him feel important. Yes. This card made me feel important. You get the difference? This card made me feel important. Not great results. This card made Bruce Waterman feel important. Giant results.
Great point.
Ego, relationship. There's the difference.
Ego, money.
Yeah. So let this be, for some of you, let this be your defining moment. And I'll leave it at that.
So good.
Thank you, Casey.
So good.
Okay.
Well, hopefully you all have gained some insight and some knowledge. I believe that you can get QR codes on the free Canva account, so you don't have to go out there and pay anything to create those. But do what Casey says. Take a chance, try it. Even if you send a card to yourself, just see how it works. If you start experimenting with things like this is how you get good at it. This is how you get really, really good at marketing. So give it a try. Joe.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, folks, I have an unshakable belief that I can help you make your phone ring. I can grow your business. Unshakable. I know that I can help you through QR codes and using postcards and greeting cards and packages. I can help you grow your business. It's a fact. It happens every day. People that are using Mailbox Power raise their hand and go, oh my gosh, my phone rang. What? You won't believe what just happened. And like Casey right here, who's got 11% conversion from bystanders to actually signed up for an event? Who does that? Casey does, right? Casey does. And he figured it out. Not only did he figure it out, but he just shared the knowledge with you. And that's what we're doing here on these Lunch and Learns. We're sharing knowledge with you so you can leverage this technology to grow your business. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm going to share one more thing really quick, and that is this. We are going to change the landscape of gifting. The entire landscape of gifting will change this Saturday. Please join us, 9 a.m. Pacific. And you can find us on Facebook or YouTube. Anywhere where you found us today, you'll be able to find us this Saturday. May 1st, 9 a.m. I really would love to have you there. I want to see your jaws drop. So anyway, there you have it.
We're a little bit excited about this.
A little? Oh my gosh, I can barely contain myself. So yeah, I'm really excited. So any last words?
Just thank you, Casey, so much for joining us today and for all of the examples that you brought forward. And I think that this is going to be a game changer for a lot of people.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And like I said, you guys, go out, let this be one of your defining moments that you take a stand for trying something new.
Love it. Everybody have a great day. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.